Why is that so dark? Fuck you too, bitch. 3, 2, 1. Oh, so okay. Wait, hold on. I need more light. Is that better? That seems better. That seems better. Oh, no, shakiness takes away my stuff. Bring it back, fucker. Anyway, so I was just like researching future technologies and shit because I was just curious as to like what the predictions are in terms of virtual reality, because VR is the next step in interactivity with technology. I've been contemplating the validity of reality and how our brains basically must interpret information and like value systems on things. How much time you spend with something in real life versus how much time you spend with something in virtual reality. Right now, we do live in a virtual reality. People have like profiles and shit. You have your online social media space, your internet identity, and I guess it was from this random show that I watched. I might just possibly link to it somewhere over on one of these sides. I don't know which side. I'll pick a side. It brought me back to what this channel is, or what this channel is going to be, or thinking about what I'm doing with basically media and social media and internet media and virtual reality and internet reality, virtual identity. More so the mesh of time that's about to happen. Anyways, I'm going to read this article. It's not so much an article as it is a website. It's kind of a mock future timeline site. It's futuretimeline.net. It's supposed to be set in 2039 timeline content. And I clicked on full immersion virtual reality. So I'm going to read this and then I'm going to give my perspective on this relative to what I've been thinking recently and what this channel is going to be in the grand scheme of things. You can kind of think of it as me pre-programming my brain to start building things in this direction. I don't know what this channel is going to be. I have no idea. I don't really know what the videos on this channel are going to be. I have somewhat been thinking about it, but every time I start thinking about things, I just end up getting really like bogged down with all the nitty-gritty of like, but you said it was supposed to be like this. And then it's like, oh shit, I don't really want to do this if I have to like put pressure on myself to do it in a certain way. In actuality, I want to learn lots of production stuff because it's fun. And I want to keep learning a lot of science stuff because that's fun too. The best way to learn both of them and get away with telling people to go fuck themselves is to do it at the same time together in one big piece. And then anybody says, what are you doing this for? I'm like, fuck you, bitch. That's why. I tell you, bastard guy. Anyways, full immersion virtual reality. I'm gonna read this.
2039. Full immersion virtual reality. Computers are now sufficiently advanced and miniaturized that billions of them can be implanted within the brain. Advances in neuroscience, in parallel with these and other developments, have led to a new form of simulation known as full immersion virtual reality. By the end of this decade, it has been successfully demonstrated in a human volunteer, though still in its early stages and yet to become fully mainstream. This technology provides astounding realism and detail. Users now have the option of actually being in a game environment and experiencing its graphics, audio, and other effects, for example tactile feedback, in a manner that is largely indistinguishable from the real world. This breakthrough has been achieved through exponential trends in computing over the previous decade, including a billion-fold improvement in processing power and price performance, combined with a 100,000-fold shrinkage of components and circuitry. For the first time, human brains are actually being merged with computer intelligence. Rather than viewing games on a screen, users can now experience the program from within their own nervous system, as though it were an extension of their mind. A simple, minimally invasive procedure inserts nanobots, blood cell-sized devices, into their bodies.
Minimally invasive into your brain. Minimal and invasive in the brain do not fit in the same sentence. Sorry, they just don't.
These microscopic machines are self-guided towards the neurons in their brain responsible for visual, auditory, and other senses. Here, they remain in a dormant state, but in close proximity to the brain cells. When the user wishes to experience a simulated reality, the nanobots immediately move into place, suppressing all of the inputs coming from the real senses and replacing them with signals corresponding to the virtual environment. If the user decides to move their limbs and muscles as they normally would, the nanobots again intercept these neurochemical signals, suppressing the real world limbs from moving and instead causing their virtual limbs to move within the game. This means a user can be sitting in a fixed position while experiencing a high degree of activity and movement. Although most people are wary of microscopic nanobots,
well, no shit.
They have been around in some form since the 2020. For example, for medical purposes, with few, if any, issues, it is practically impossible for them to damage nerve cells or cause any lasting damage due to their small size and limited.
Right, so I'm not going to read the rest of it. It was kind of just a hinting what it is that I want to build anyway, and the future of technology as stands anyway. This is kind of an inevitability. Personally, I would not want fucking nanobots in my brain. Sorry. I have enough trouble giving you information in social media aspects. I'm not giving you fucking access to my brain. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a shit. I'm just not opening up that channel. Anybody, anywhere, having any access to input into my brain or output out of my brain or any form of control involving my brain. Fuck you. There's already enough of that with subliminal messaging and like and propaganda and all that shit that's around us in all forms of media, and that's hard enough to deal with as it is. I'm not allowing anybody to have access to me, so fuck you. But there's always those people that are like, ooh, cool technology. Like I'm gonna put a donut in my head, or I'm gonna like cut off half my nose, and I'm gonna make all these weird invasive things on my body. I have tattoos, I have piercings, I have a brand. I totally am cool with body mod, but this form of body modification is something that I would never go with. But there's always people that will, and for those people, I'm going to be making content. How? I don't know yet. I do, I don't, I think I do, I don't, I think I don't, I do, but it will happen. The fact is that I've been stalling on making any content, and I've just thought that the best way to make any content. It was to just make goddamn fucking content. And that's what the content's going to be. Content's going to be me making my notes, I guess. Something like this. I know over time it'll build into something. I don't know what the direction will be. That's just going to have to figure itself out. The fact is that I'm just going to program information into my own head and then make things and see what happens. The way I perceive it to be, though, is that in the future, at some point, someone's going to be tapped in or programmed in or some randomness, and they'll be able to load some random program or address or something, and it would pull up my videos or other videos or similar videos or I don't know, and then they'll be able to watch them in an immersive potential space. I'm more thinking next step like virtual reality, but this is even cooler. I could be dead. I could be totally dead right now, and you could still be interacting with me. I don't know how, but it could happen. Well, it will happen. I've set it in reality now. I've sent out the wave, so it will happen now. I don't know how, but it will be. So for now, Dark Matter is a channel about stuff and things. Mostly science, lots of psychology, and hopefully I'll try and make it entertaining. I don't know. It might not be. Some of the edits and shit might be off. I swear, I'm not editing that out. Some things are just going to be less produced. Maybe just me ranting at a camera every now and then. But at least things are going to get made then. So subscribe. And I like wallpapers. I make tons of wallpapers. I'll be making lots of wallpapers because they're pretty. Look at the back. They're all so pretty. So I'll be making those types of things and I'll be giving them to you to download because you can download them too and have them for yourself. Be like, hey, look, I have a wallpaper now. That's that. What else was there to say? That's it. There's nothing else to say. That's all I wanted to say. I said all I need to say. Subscribe. Vulgar recording.